boys and girls. Today will be a fairy tale about everything. Take this, a magnet. You know how magnets are basically one direction, not a band, but going from here to here. If you align the magnets all together, they all go in a straight line and align perfectly with each other. But if you split them and rotate one of them, then they repel each other as if though the forces of nature are fighting us against putting one piece to the other. But once you rotate them backwards, they completely slip together and they form a straight line, which of course on planet Earth is impossible. That's why they create circular motions from minus to plus and from plus to minus around it. So here is where our story begins. Once upon a time, everything that you see around you, atoms that are composing everything, just as I showed you before, because they are like gymnasts. Imagine an acrobat, a group of acrobats that hold each other by the hands and legs together and they form a straight line. But if these acrobats start flipping around, making circles, jumping around with a lot of energy, they can't catch each other's hand or legs anymore, and they create this world that we see, this shirt, me, this table, this furniture, everything around you. So, once upon a time, these little acrobats lived happily and held each other's legs and hand in absolutely straight line in 2D dimension, two-dimensional space. So, and because they were so perfect, there was just, if you look from here, it would be a dot. If you look from here, it would be a line. They were so perfect at holding each other's hands that they realized this is a hand part and this is a leg part. And we need to bend a little bit for these hands to hold these legs, for the minus to go to the plus. That's what they did. They started bending in one of the directions, of 2D directions. They started bending, and what they got up with was a circle. A circle where everything was circular magnetic field. But as you know, there's no perfection in this world, and of course the circle, this side of a circle would be the opposite side of this circle, and they would attract each other, right? And all of the other sides would attract each other too, because this is one side of a magnet and this is another side of a magnet. And this circle became to become something like a figure 8 with splashing sides into the center. This side would be attracted by this side, and they would attract and maybe create a figure 8, maybe a spider web or something like that. But of course there was some first sides that started doing it first. So let's say a figure 8. And what they came up with, these sides, let me show you, clashed together. If they were like this, they would repel each other, but they were like this, and they clashed together, and they created so much energy that all of the Big Bang mass and matter around us became to existing. That was just a little story for you, boys and girls, about Big Bang and how things worked in the past. But I must give you a disclaimer. It's a fairy tale. It's a fairy tale. It has no proof. It's just a children's fairy tale about, oops, different sides of the same magnet colliding and creating the world after Big Bang. Thank you.